Hello student, good morning. So today I am going to discuss some revision part in last few chapters. So today our first topic is force. Force is a very important topic. And what is a force? Force is a pull or push. Okay, but in advanced definition of force, force is equal to mass into acceleration. Mass into acceleration. Okay, and what is a mass? Mass of any body is a constant quantity. Okay, and acceleration, I mean change in velocity with respect to time. Change in velocity with respect to time. But in standard 8 the definition of force only pull or push. Okay, so we take any horizontal surface. So this is a horizontal surface, and we take any body and place this body on this horizontal surface, and this body having mass m, and someone pull these bodies. Okay, someone pull this body along horizontal direction. So then this body starts moving in the direction of force, in the direction of applied force. This force is called applied force. Okay, so this body covers some distance and reach at new position B, and this is the initial position is A. Okay, A is the initial position of this body. When someone pull this body and applied force on this body, then this body starts moving in the direction of motion and reach at point B after some time. Okay, and this body having mass m. Okay, mass does not change here. Mass is a constant quantity. Okay, when this body moving in the direction of motion, okay, then their velocity change. Their velocity will be changed here. Okay, so here this is a definition of force. So due to this applied force, this body starts moving in the direction of motion and covers some distance s. Okay, so here we take another body, and this body placed on horizontal surface, and somebody apply this body having mass m, and somebody applied force along these directions, and this force is at 10 Newton. We take here f1. Okay, f1 force, and another man applied force on this body opposite to the force of first person. Okay, f2. If this body is at rest, if this body is at rest, then what happened? Then if this body is at rest, then f1 should be equal to f2. Okay, both person will apply same force on this body. I mean f1 is equal to 10 Newton, then f2 should be 10 Newton. Okay, so here we take another body. We take another body and placed on this body on this horizontal surface having mass, same mass m. Okay, someone applied force on this body is f1. We take here 20 Newton. Okay, and another person applied force on this body is f2 is equal to 30 Newton. So net force, okay, what is a net force? Net force working on this body will be f2 minus f1. Okay, so why we write f2 minus f1 instead of write f1 minus f2? Because here f2 greater than f1. You see that here f2 is equal to 30 Newton, but f1 20 Newton. So f2 will be greater than f1. Okay, so here f2 minus f1, I mean net force always greater than 0. Net force always greater than 0. Okay, so 30 Newton minus 20 Newton, 20 Newton is equal to 10 Newton, and 10 Newton greater than 0. Okay, so this means that this body starts moving in the direction of force f2. I mean this body starts moving along direction of f2 in this direction, and after some time this body reach at new position B here. Okay, this body start moving in the left hand side. So here we take another body, and this body placed on this horizontal surface. Okay, and the weight of this body, okay, if this body having mass m, then weight of this body always work downward directions. Weight of this body always work downward directions. Weight. Okay, and weight is equal to always mass of this body into g. G is equal to gravitational force. I mean a gravitational acceleration here. Okay, G is equal to gravitational acceleration. Gravitational acceleration. And its value is 9.8 meter per second square. Okay. And the weight of this body, always you keep remember that weight of this body always work vertically downward directions, and the normal force always work vertically upward directions. Upward direction. This is a normal force. N we represent by N, normal force. Okay, and this both force, I mean the normal force and weight of this body should be equal. Normal force and weight of this body always should be equal. Okay, then this body is at rest on this horizontal surface. Okay, so here we take another body, and weight of this body work downward direction, we take here F1, another body, and the normal force work upward direction, that is F2. Okay, and this body, another force working on this body, that is F3, and another force working on this body is F4. So how many forces working on this body? So there are 4 forces. Okay, F1, F2, F3 and F4. There are 4 forces working on this body. Okay, and this body is at rest. Assume that this body is at rest. At rest, I mean this body does not start moving. Okay, so whatever be the forces working on this body, but this body is at rest, then the sum of all the forces should be equal to 0. Okay, so F1 plus F2 plus F3 plus F4 should be equal to 0. Okay, because this body is at rest, so all forces should be equal to 0 here. Okay, I mean F3 and F4 should be equal. Both are equal forces but in opposite directions. Okay, both are working opposite direction to each other. Okay, so both cancel to each other. Both cancel to each other. And here this force F1 working vertically downward directions and F2 working vertically upward directions. Okay, but this body is at rest, so it means that these both forces cancel each other. I mean both have the same magnitude but work opposite to each other. Okay, so both cancel to each other. So finally the sum of all forces should be equal to 0. So no, I mean the net force working on this body, net force will be 0 here. Okay, so here, so what is the force? I mean the its force, its unit is, its SI unit is, we write here, that is a Newton. Newton. Okay, and frictional force. So firstly we define pressure. Okay, sorry, what is a pressure? Pressure is equal to force upon area. Okay, pressure is equal to force upon area. We represent pressure by symbol P, force by F, and area A. Pressure is equal to force upon area, and its unit is Pascal. Its unit is Pascal. Okay, so here we take pressure is equal to force upon area. Okay, and its unit is, unit of pressure is Pascal, unit of force is Newton, unit of area is meter square. Okay, so finally we can write here pressure is equal to force. So unit of force is Newton, and unit of area is meter square. So Newton upon meter square is equal to Pascal. Okay, so Newton upon meter square is equal to Pascal. So here frictional force. What is a frictional force? So frictional force is a that force which opposes the motion of the body. Okay, which always opposes the motion of the body. The motion of the body. Okay, which opposes the motion of the body. So here we take an example. We take any rough surface, rough horizontal surface, and we take any body, and this body placed on this horizontal surface having mass m. Okay, the mass of the body always remains constant. Okay. So here the weight of the body work downward directions. Always you keep remember that the weight of the body always work downward directions. That is the weight of this body. And the normal force always work vertically upward directions. Okay, and these both forces having same magnitude but are in opposite directions, working in opposite directions, so both cancel to each other. I mean both balance to each other. I mean normal force is equal to weight of this body. Okay, but here we talk about frictional force. So this body starts moving in the direction of applied force. F is applied force, not a frictional force. Okay, and this body starts moving in the direction of applied force. F is a applied force. I mean someone pulling this body. Okay, and this body starts moving in the direction of applied force. Okay, this body starts moving right hand side. Okay, but frictional force at the same time, when this body just start moving, okay, then frictional force arises here. Okay, between the contact surface of these two bodies, this rough surface and this body. Okay, this is a frictional force F. Okay, and this frictional force opposes the motion of the body. Okay, and frictional force is a what type of force? Frictional force is a contact force. Contact force. Okay, so here we take any rough surface and we put any body on this horizontal surface having mass m. Okay, if someone pulling this body and he applied force 50 Newton, but this body does not starts moving. Okay, so what happened? The frictional force working on this body, I mean the contact surface between these two bodies. Okay, so frictional force arises here. So that frictional force should be greater than applied force. Okay, so here we take any body on this horizontal surface and someone pulling this body and applied force 50 Newton on this body, but this body does not starts moving. Okay, along the direction of applied force. I mean the frictional force just, okay, here the frictional force F just develop between the contact surface of these two bodies, and this, I mean the value of this frictional force must be greater than applied force here. Okay, but when someone applied more force, okay, I mean 100 Newton, so then this body starts moving in the direction of motion. I mean at that situations the frictional force less than F1. Okay, F1 is equal to 100 Newton. Okay, but frictional force greater than 50 newtons. Okay, I mean applied force must be greater than 50 Newton. Okay, then this body starts moving, otherwise this body is at rest. So what is the electric current? Okay, flow of charges. What type of charges? Electrons. Flow of electrons is called electric current. Okay, and conductor, okay, that material which allow electricity to pass through them are called conductors, and metals are good conductors. metals are good conductors. Salt water. Okay, so these are some example of conductor. Okay, and some metal we take here, that are iron, copper, aluminum. These are example of conductors. Okay, and these metals contains free electrons. And these free electrons can easily move from one place to another place in the conductor. So this is a reason that electric current can flow through these conductors. And our next topic is insulator. So here that material which do not allow to electric current flow through them. Okay, so that's example are, we take some examples, that are plastics. Okay, distilled water, dry wood. These are some examples of insulators, and these insulators do not have free electrons. So this is a reason electric current cannot pass through these insulators. Okay, so here we take any material. What type of the material of the wire? We take any wire. Okay, and if this wire made of any metal, copper metal, so this copper metal is a conductor, and we already know that conductor contains free electrons. So it contains free electrons, so that is a free electrons. Okay, and electrons is negatively charged particle. Okay, and these free electrons can easily move from one place to another place in the conductor. Okay, and due to this, electric current can easily pass through these conductors. Okay, so copper metal, this wire is a form of a cylinder. Okay, cylindrical shape. Okay, and this is a conductor. So what is a, here we take any container. Okay, and we put some salt water in it. Or we take any solution here. Okay, so firstly we take any solution here. Okay, CuSO4 and ZnSO4, whatever we solution we take here, that solution is called electrolysis. That is called electrolysis. Okay, and we take two rods, and that rods are called electrodes. Okay, and that rods are, these two rods are called electrodes. Okay, when electricity pass through these solutions, then this solution divided into ions, positive ions and negative ions. Positive ions are called cations and negative ions are called anion. And this rod is called cathode, and this rod is called anode. Okay, so here this all positive, okay, positive ions attracted towards cathode, and this all negative ions will attracted towards anode. Okay, so there are different type of electrolysis. Okay, so here we take any container and we put some solution here inside this container. So we take here CuSO4 copper sulfate solution, that is electrolyte. We take another container and we put some solution in it. Okay, and we take here ZnSO4 zinc sulfate. Okay, we take another container and we put some solution here, H2SO4. These all are example of electrolysis. Okay, these are all electrolysis. Okay, so now we see that magnetic effect of electric current. Okay, so we take any wire here. We take any wire. So this is any wire. When electric current flowing through this wire, I is a current. I is electric current. When electric current flowing through this wire, then what happens? Then magnetic field produced around this wire. Magnetic field produced around this wire in the form of circular ring. In the form of circular ring. Okay. Here. So this is a electric current also produce magnetic field. Magnetic field. Okay. This electric current produce magnetic field here. Okay. When you bring some magnetic needle, okay, then this magnetic needle will be deflected here due to this magnetic field. And here we take solenoid. Okay. Solenoid. And having n number of turns. These are turns, number of turns, and this is a wire. This is a look like a wire, but here n number of turns, and having length, whatever be length we take here. Okay, but when electric current flowing through this wire, okay, so I represent here electric current. Electric current. When electric current flowing through this wire, then it produces magnetic field around this wire. Okay, around this solenoid. This is called a solenoid. Okay, so here magnetic field produced. This is a magnetic field. This is a magnetic line of forces. Okay, in this directions. Okay, this is a magnetic field, and this is a magnetic line of forces. Okay, and these are called magnetic line of forces. These are, okay, and these make closed path. Okay, so here electric current also produce magnetic field.